My beloved, do not skip this message. Stay with me for a moment, because something beautiful is unfolding behind the scenes. And by the time you reach the end of this part, you may understand why this message found you today. Someone you love was talking about you recently. It was not a planned conversation. It was not a serious discussion. Your name simply appeared in a moment of ordinary conversation. But the instant your name was mentioned, something changed. Their expression softened. Their attention shifted. And without even realizing it, they began talking about one thing they could not seem to forget: your smile. Not because it was perfect, not because it was dramatic, but because it stayed in their mind long after they last saw it. Out of all the things they could have mentioned about you, that was the first thing that came to their heart. And what happened next is the reason you need to stay until the end, because something huge is waiting for you. As they spoke, their friend became unusually quiet. They listened carefully while every detail about your smile was described. They heard about the way your smile appears when you are genuinely happy. They heard about how it changes the atmosphere around you. They heard about how even ordinary moments somehow feel brighter when you are smiling. Your person was not trying to impress anyone. They were simply speaking from the heart. Yet every sentence revealed something deeper than they intended. The friend noticed it immediately. They realized this was not just admiration. This was appreciation built from countless memories. Memory after memory seemed to rise to the surface. Small moments, forgotten moments, unexpected moments, each one connected by the same thing: your smile. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The friend then asked a simple question. Why do you remember their smile so clearly? For a moment, your person could not answer. They thought about it. They searched for the right words. But no explanation felt complete, because the truth was much bigger than they realized. They remembered your smile during happy moments. They remembered it during difficult moments. They remembered it during ordinary moments when nothing special was supposed to happen. Somehow your smile had become connected to feelings they could not easily explain. It had quietly found a place inside their favorite memories. And when they finally tried to answer the question, even they seemed surprised by what came out of their mouth. I think it makes everything feel lighter, they said. The friend looked at them for a moment and smiled knowingly. There was a long pause. A pause that felt important. A pause that felt like the beginning of a revelation. Then the friend leaned forward and said something your person was never expecting to hear. Something so simple and beautiful that it immediately captured their attention. The friend said, "Maybe it isn't the smile itself that stays in your memory. Maybe it's the feeling that comes with it." Suddenly the entire conversation changed, because those words felt true, very true. Your person became silent. They replayed every memory, every conversation, every moment connected to you. And for the first time, they began to understand something they had never fully understood before. Stay till the end, because the story is becoming more powerful with every second. The friend continued speaking. When people remember someone for a long time, it usually isn't because of appearance. It's because of the feeling that person leaves behind. Those words landed deeply. Your person could not ignore them. They realized your smile was never just a smile to them. It represented comfort. It represented warmth. It represented moments that felt genuine in a world that often feels rushed. The more they listened, the more they realized they had been carrying these feelings for far longer than they thought. What started as a simple conversation had now become a discovery, a realization, a moment of truth they could no longer avoid. The friend smiled again and said, "You don't talk about their smile the way most people talk about a smile. Your person looked confused. "What do you mean?" they asked. Friend answered, "You talk about it the way someone talks about a memory they never want to lose." Those words created another moment of silence, because deep inside, your person knew the friend was right. They were not talking about a random smile. They were talking about a moment that stayed with them, a feeling that returned unexpectedly, a presence they remembered even when life became busy. And suddenly, they realized something that made their heart stop for a second. They had been paying attention to you much more than they ever admitted. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because the conversation was not over. In fact, the most surprising part had not happened yet. The friend could see a truth forming right in front of them. They could see understanding appearing in your person's eyes. They could see connections being made. And just when it seemed the conversation could not become any deeper, the friend prepared to say something that would completely change the direction of everything. Something so beautiful that your person would remember it for a very long time. And that unforgettable reply is coming in the next part. A quiet truth was about to be revealed. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The moment that friend opened their mouth again, the entire conversation changed. What had started as a simple discussion about your smile was suddenly becoming something much deeper. Your person sat there listening carefully because they could feel that every word was uncovering a truth they had never fully understood before. The friend looked at them and said, "I think you're missing something important." Those words immediately caught their attention. They leaned forward, their heart filled with curiosity. They needed to know what the friend meant. And what came next was something they never expected to hear. The friend smiled and said, "You keep talking about their smile, but every time you describe it, you never actually describe the smile itself." Your person looked confused. They replayed everything they had just said. They realized the friend was right. They had talked about feelings. They had talked about memories. They had talked about comfort, happiness, and warmth. But they had barely talked about the smile itself. Suddenly, a realization began forming in their mind. Maybe the smile was never the real reason it stayed with them. Maybe it was something hidden beneath it. Something far more powerful. Something they had been carrying inside without realizing it. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, the friend continued. When you mention their smile, you talk about how your day feels brighter. You talk about how certain memories become more meaningful. You talk about how you remember moments. That should have been forgotten. That's not about a smile. That's about the person behind it. The room became silent again. Your person could not argue. Every word felt true. Every sentence felt like a missing puzzle piece falling perfectly into place. They suddenly understood why your smile had remained in their heart for so long. It wasn't because of one moment. It wasn't because of one memory. It was because every time they thought about you, they felt something genuine. The friend noticed the change in their expression and quietly smiled. Then came the statement that completely stopped your person in their tracks. "Do you know what I think?" the friend asked. Your person nodded. "I think their smile became unforgettable because it arrived during moments when you needed it most." Suddenly, memories came rushing back. Moments when they felt uncertain, moments when felt ordinary, moments when they needed encouragement without even knowing it. Somehow, your smile had appeared in those memories too. Not once, not twice, again and again. And now they were beginning to understand why those memories never faded. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the friend was not finished, not even close. They looked directly at your person and said, "Some people enter your life and leave a memory. Other people leave a feeling. Feelings stay longer. Those words hit differently. They carried weight. They carried truth. Your person became completely silent because deep down they knew exactly what the friend meant. Every time they remembered you, they remembered a feeling, a sense of calm, a sense of warmth, a sense of familiarity that felt impossible to replace. Suddenly, everything made sense. They had spent so much time wondering why your smile stayed in their mind that they never stopped to ask what it represented. Then the friend said something beautiful, something that neither of them expected. Maybe their smile is special because it reminds people of who they are when they're at their best. Those words lingered in the air. Your person thought about them carefully. They realized that whenever they remembered your smile, they also remembered hope. They remembered positivity. They remembered moments that felt brighter than the rest. And in that instant, they understood something shocking. The smile was not the memory. The smile was the doorway to the memory. It was the beginning of everything they felt whenever they thought about you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The conversation grew even deeper. The friend looked away for a moment and then said quietly, "You know, not everyone gets spoken about this way." Your person immediately asked what they meant. The friend replied, "Most people are remembered for things they did, but some people are remembered for how they made others feel. That's rare." The moment those words were spoken, your person felt a chill of realization, because every story they had shared about you pointed back to the same thing. The way you made moments feel, the way you made memories feel, the way you left a positive mark without even trying. And then came the most surprising moment of all. The friend smiled and said, "I think you remember their smile because it reminds you of something good in the world." Those words created complete silence. Neither person spoke for several seconds, because sometimes the simplest truths are the most powerful. Your person could not stop thinking about it. Maybe that was the answer they had been searching for all along. Maybe your smile had become unforgettable because it represented kindness, authenticity, and warmth in a way that words could never fully explain. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because just when the conversation seemed complete, the friend prepared to reveal one final observation. An observation so unexpected that your person's eyes widened the moment they heard it. A sentence that would completely change the way they saw everything. A sentence that connected every memory, every feeling, and every thought they had shared about you. And what the friend said next was more beautiful than anything they had heard so far. That revelation is coming in part 3. The next words changed everything. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What happened next was the moment that transformed an ordinary conversation into something unforgettable. Your person was still thinking about everything the friend had already said. Every sentence felt meaningful. Every realization felt bigger than the last. But the friend had one final observation left to share. One thought that had been quietly growing throughout the entire conversation. And when those words were finally spoken, your person could not stop thinking about them. The friend looked directly at your person and said, "I don't think you miss their smile when they're gone. I think you miss how you feel when they're around." The moment those words were spoken, everything became clear. Suddenly, every memory connected itself. Every unanswered question found an answer. Your person sat there in complete silence because deep inside, they knew the friend had uncovered something important. For so long, they believed they were simply remembering your smile. But now they understood that your smile represented something much bigger. It represented moments that felt genuine. It represented happiness that arrived unexpectedly. It represented a connection they could never fully explain. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your person replayed countless memories in their mind. They remembered conversations that lasted only minutes but stayed with them for days. They remembered simple moments that should have been forgotten but somehow remained crystal clear. They remembered seeing your smile appear during ordinary situations and realizing later that those moments had become some of their favorites. The more they thought about it, the more obvious it became. It was never about a single smile. It was about the feeling attached to it. A feeling that returned every time they thought about you. The friend smiled gently and continued. "You know what's amazing?" they asked. Your person looked up. Some people leave memories, but very few people leave an atmosphere. Those words instantly caught their attention. The friend continued speaking. "When you talk about them, everything sounds brighter. Your stories sound happier. Even your voice changes." The room became quiet again. Your person had never noticed it before. They had never paid attention to the way their expression changed whenever your name appeared in conversation. But now that the friend mentioned it, they could not deny it. Something about you naturally brought positive memories to the surface. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The friend then shared something even more surprising. "I think that's why your smile stays in people's minds," they said. "Because it isn't just a smile. It's connected to moments people don't want to lose." Those words landed deeply. Your person thought about every memory once again. They realized the friend was absolutely right. Whenever they remembered your smile, they also remembered laughter. They remembered comfort. They remembered conversations that felt meaningful. They remembered moments that felt different from the rest. Your smile had become the symbol of all those experiences. As the conversation continued, the friend noticed something interesting. Every single story your person shared had one thing in common. You were never trying to impress anyone in those memories. You were simply being yourself. Yet somehow, those were the moments people remembered most. The friend smiled and said, "That's probably the secret." Your person immediately asked what secret. The friend replied, "The most unforgettable people are usually the ones who never try to be unforgettable." The moment those words were spoken, a new realization appeared. Authenticity leaves a stronger impression than perfection ever could. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because the conversation was moving toward its most powerful moment yet. The friend leaned back and quietly said, "Can I tell you what I really think?" Your person nodded. The friend took a deep breath before answering. "I think their smile reminds people that good things still exist." Silence followed, not because there was nothing to say, but because those words felt incredibly true. Sometimes people enter a room and bring attention. Sometimes people enter a room and bring excitement. But occasionally, someone enters a room and brings peace. The friend believed that was what made your smile different. Your person could not stop thinking about those words. The more they reflected on them, the more everything made sense. They realized your smile had become connected to hope, positivity, kindness, and genuine moments. It was never about appearance. It was about impact. It was about the feeling people carried with them long after. The moment ended, and suddenly they understood why your smile continued appearing in their memories, because meaningful things always find a way to stay. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the friend had one final sentence left to say, a sentence that would become the most beautiful part of the entire conversation. A sentence so unexpected that your person immediately became emotional, the moment they heard it. The friend smiled and said, "Maybe the reason you remember their smile so clearly is because part of your happiest memories are standing right beside it." Those words changed everything. Your person looked down and smiled, because for the first time, they finally understood, and in that moment, they realized your smile was never just something they noticed. It was something they treasured. But what your person decided to do after this? Realization and the thought they carried with them for the rest of that day will be revealed in Part 4. A realization followed them long after the conversation ended. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The conversation was over, but the words remained. Your person walked away carrying a thought they could not escape. The friend's final sentence echoed in their mind again and again. Maybe the reason you remember their smile so clearly is because part of your happiest memories are standing right beside it. At first, they thought it was simply a beautiful observation. But as the hours passed, they realized it was much more than that. It was the answer to a question they had never even known they were asking. The rest of that day felt different. Every ordinary moment seemed to bring another memory to the surface, a familiar laugh, a meaningful conversation, a simple moment that should have disappeared with time, but somehow never did. And in every memory, there was one thing connecting them all. You, not because you were trying to be unforgettable, not because you were seeking attention, but because genuine people leave. Genuine impressions, the kind that stay long after the moment ends. Don't skip, stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As evening arrived, your person found themselves thinking about something surprising. They realized that every day remembered your smile. They also remembered how they felt around you, safe, comfortable, understood, appreciated. The smile had become a symbol of something much bigger than itself. It had become connected to moments they never wanted to lose. Suddenly, they understood why the friend had reacted the way they did. The friend wasn't talking about appearance. The friend was talking about impact. And then something unexpected happened. Your person began replaying the entire conversation from the beginning. Every sentence, every observation, every realization. They remembered how the friend immediately recognized there was something deeper behind the stories. They remembered how the friend noticed feelings hidden inside every memory. They remembered how the friend uncovered truths your person had never spoken aloud. And the more they reflected, the clearer everything became. Your smile had become unforgettable because it represented moments that felt real. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the most powerful realization had not happened yet. Late that night, your person found themselves smiling unexpectedly. Not because someone had told a joke, not because something exciting happened, but because they suddenly remembered one specific moment involving you. A simple moment, an ordinary moment, the kind of moment most people would overlook. Yet it returned with incredible clarity. And when it did, they finally understood something that changed everything. They realized the moments they remembered most were never the biggest moments. They were the genuine moments, the quiet moments, the natural moments, the moments when you were simply being yourself. And that realization carried enormous meaning because it meant your impact had never depended on perfection. It depended on authenticity. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your person then remembered something the friend had said earlier. The most unforgettable people are usually the ones who never try to be unforgettable. Suddenly, that sentence made complete sense. Every memory connected together, every feeling connected together, and every thought pointed toward the same conclusion. The qualities that made you memorable were the qualities you probably never even noticed about yourself. The kindness you showed, the positivity you shared, the comfort you created, the genuine energy you carried. Those were the things people remembered. Those were the things that stayed, and those were the things hidden behind every smile. As the night continued, your person reached one final realization. A realization so simple and beautiful that it immediately became their favorite thought of the day. They realized that some people enter your life and become part of your story, but a rare few become part of the way you remember life itself. They influence how certain memories feel. They influence how certain moments are remembered. They become connected to happiness in a way that lasts much longer than anyone expects. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the final truth of this story is the most beautiful one. The friend never actually gave your person a new opinion about you. Instead, they help your person discover something that was already there, something that had been quietly growing through every memory and every moment. Appreciation, gratitude, admiration, and a deep recognition of the positive impact you had made simply by being yourself. That is why your smile became the center of the conversation. That is why your name stayed in their thoughts. That is why the friends smiled when they heard the stories. And that is why the reply was so beautiful. Because the friend understood something before your person did. They understood that your smile was never just a smile, that it was the symbol of every good feeling connected to you. And once your person understood that truth, they never looked at those memories the same way again. The conversation ended, the realization remained, and the thought of your smile continued to brighten their memories long after the words were spoken. Some conversations end, but their meaning continues to grow. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Days passed. After that unforgettable conversation, yet your person could not stop thinking about it. The friend's words had settled deep into their heart. What seemed like a simple discussion about your smile had become something much bigger. It had become a lens through which they began seeing every memory connected to you. And the more they reflected, the more they realized that the friend had uncovered a truth hiding in plain sight all along. One morning, while going about their usual routine, a thought appeared unexpectedly. It arrived without warning. It was not forced. It was not planned. It simply appeared. They remembered a moment involving you that they had not thought about in a very long time. It was not a major event. It was not a life-changing day. It was a small moment that most people would have forgotten. Yet somehow, years from now, they knew they would still remember it. Why? Because your smile was there. And suddenly they understood that the most valuable memories are often the simplest ones. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As they thought about that memory, another one appeared, then another, then another. It was almost as if their mind had opened a hidden collection of moments connected to you. Each memory carried a familiar feeling: warmth, peace, happiness, comfort. The more memories they revisited, the more one fact became impossible to ignore. You had become part of many of their favorite moments without ever knowing it. That realization surprised them, not because they cared, but because they had never realized how much they cared. The friend had been right all along. People rarely remember every word someone says. People rarely remember every detail of every day, but they always remember how someone made them feel. And somehow your smile had become connected too. Those feelings. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because the most surprising discovery was still ahead. One evening, your person found themselves sitting quietly, reflecting on everything they had learned from that conversation. Suddenly, they asked themselves a question they had never asked before. What if the reason I remember their smile isn't because it stood out? What if it's because it felt familiar? The moment that thought appeared, something clicked. Your smile never felt distant. It never felt artificial. It never felt forced. It felt genuine, and genuine. Things have a way of staying with people. That was the secret. That was the answer. That was the reason. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because your person then remembered one final detail from the conversation, a detail they had almost overlooked. The friend had smiled before giving that beautiful reply. At the time it seemed insignificant, but now they understood why. The friend already knew. The friend could already see what your person was only beginning to discover. The friend could see that your smile represented something deeper than appearance. It represented authenticity. It represented kindness. It represented positive memories. And most importantly, it represented someone who left a lasting impression simply by being themselves. That realization stayed with your person for days, then weeks, and eventually it became something they accepted as truth, not because anyone convinced them, but because every memory confirmed it. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because there is one final piece to this story. After all the reflection, after all the realizations, after all the memories, your person reached a conclusion so simple that it almost felt unbelievable. They realized that some people spend their lives trying to be remembered, yet the people who are remembered most are usually the ones who never try. They are simply kind, simply genuine, simply themselves, and somehow that becomes unforgettable. Your smile had become unforgettable for exactly that reason. Not because it demanded attention, but because it carried sincerity. Not because it stood above everyone else, but because it felt real, and real things stay. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because the final truth of this entire story is beautiful. When your person first spoke about your smile, they thought they were describing a single feature. By the end of the conversation, they realized they were describing an entire feeling. A feeling connected to happiness, a feeling connected to meaningful memories, a feeling connected to moments they never wanted to lose. And that is why the friend's reply was so powerful, because it revealed something hidden behind every memory. Your smile was never just seen. It was felt. It became part of stories, part of memories, part of moments that continued to matter after they ended. And even now, whenever your person thinks back to that conversation, one thought always returns. Not the words, not the discussion, not even the surprise, but the realization that behind one simple smile was a collection of beautiful memories they would always be grateful to remember. And that realization became the most unforgettable part of all. The story should have ended there, but something unexpected happened. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Just when your person thought they had finally understood why your smile stayed in their memories, a new realization quietly appeared. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't loud, it arrived in the simplest way possible, through another conversation, through another memory, through another moment. That seemed ordinary at first, yet that moment would reveal something even more beautiful than before. Days after speaking with their friend, your person noticed something unusual. Whenever your name appeared in conversation, they smiled before they even realized it. It happened naturally, instantly, almost automatically. At first they laughed it off, but then they started paying attention, and the more they paid attention, the more they realized something surprising. Your smile wasn't the only thing being remembered anymore. The feeling connected to you had become stronger than the memory itself. Don't skip, stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. One afternoon, while thinking about the friend's words again, your person suddenly asked themselves a question. What if the reason I remember their smile isn't because of what it looked like? They paused. Then another thought appeared. What if I remember it because it reminds me of the best moments? The moment that idea entered their mind, everything changed. Suddenly, every memory connected together, every conversation made sense. Every feeling finally had an explanation. Your person realized that your smile had become something rare, a reminder of moments that felt genuine, a reminder of conversations that felt effortless, a reminder that simple things often become the most meaningful. They understood that people spend so much time chasing extraordinary experiences that they sometimes overlook the beauty of ordinary ones. Yet, the memories connected to you were proof that ordinary moments can become extraordinary when the right person is part of them. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because another unexpected thing happened. Your person met the same friend again. During that conversation, your name appeared once more. The friend immediately smiled. "You're thinking about them again, aren't you?" they asked. Your person laughed and tried to deny it, but the friend could already tell. The friend had noticed something your person was only beginning to understand. Every time they talked about you, there was a different energy in their voice. A warmth, a positivity, a happiness that wasn't there when talking about anything else. The friend listened carefully and then said something remarkable. "You know what's funny?" Your person looked up. The friend continued. "The more you talk about their smile, the less it sounds like you're talking about a smile." Silence followed, because those words were impossible to ignore. Don't skip, stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, the friend explained further. When you describe them, you talk about kindness. You talk about comfort. You talk about memories. You talk about moments that matter. The smile is just where the story begins. Those words hit differently this time, because now your person fully understood what the friend meant. The smile had become a symbol of every positive memory connected to you, a symbol of every moment that still brought happiness long after it ended. Then the friend said something that completely changed the direction of the conversation. "Do you want to know my honest opinion?" Your person nodded. The friend smiled. "I think people are drawn to authenticity, and that's what they see when they see that smile." The room became quiet again, not because there was disagreement, but because there was understanding. Deep understanding. Your person realized that authenticity is impossible to fake. It cannot be manufactured. It cannot be forced. People feel it instantly. And perhaps that was why your smile had remained unforgettable. Because it reflected something genuine. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the friend wasn't finished. They continued. Most people try to create an impression. Some people simply leave one. Those words stayed in the air. Your person thought about them for a long time. Then they realized something extraordinary. The memories connected to you never felt complicated. They felt effortless, natural, real, and maybe that was exactly why they lasted. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the final realization of this chapter was the most beautiful one yet. Your person finally understood that the friend's reply had never really been about your smile. It had been about your impact, your ability to brighten moments without trying, your ability to make people feel comfortable, your ability to leave behind memories that remained meaningful. And once that truth became clear, everything changed. The smile was only the beginning. The memories were the evidence, the feelings were the answer, and the realization became unforgettable. Even now, when your person thinks about that conversation, they no longer remember it as a discussion about a smile. They remember it as the day someone helped them understand why certain people become impossible to forget. And somewhere within that realization, your smile remains exactly where it has always been, at the center of some of their happiest memories. But the most surprising discovery of all is still ahead, and it will be revealed in part 7. The most surprising truth was hidden in the smallest detail. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. After everything that had been said, after every realization, after every memory had been revisited, your person believed they finally understood the story behind your smile. They thought there was nothing left to discover. They thought the mystery had been solved. But life has a strange way of revealing its deepest truths when we least expect them. And one day, a completely ordinary moment changed everything once again. Your person was walking through their day, focused on other things, when something unexpected happened. They saw someone smile. It was a normal smile, friendly, pleasant, forgettable. And yet within seconds, they found themselves thinking about you. Not because the smile looked the same, not because the situation was similar, but because that brief moment reminded them of a feeling they had only ever connected to one person, you. That realization stopped them in their tracks, because suddenly they understood something that had been hidden from them all along. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The truth was this. They were no longer remembering your smile because of the moment itself. They were remembering it because it had become connected to a feeling that was impossible to replace. A feeling of comfort, a feeling of familiarity, a feeling of happiness that appeared without effort. And once they recognized that truth, everything made sense. For years, people search for reasons behind the things they feel. Sometimes the answer is complicated. Sometimes the answer is simple. And sometimes the answer is standing quietly in front of them the entire time.